Yo, what's up, Broncos Country? How's it going tonight, guys? So, me and Mohamed are back after missing last week. I had some issues I had to do with the family, so I wasn't able to do a live. But this week we're back and we're going to be talking about head coaches, which ones we think are safe, and which ones we think are on the hot seat, and which ones are kind of in the middle. And if we get through that tonight fast enough, we will probably get into our week one predictions. If not, we'll save that for next week. So, anyway, let's jump right into it. Mohamed, so there's been a lot of news coming out, since we're pretty much in the NFL dead season right now. There's not really a whole lot going on. People are making their list of which coaches they think are safe, in the middle, or on the hot seat. And I figured we do one tonight ourselves. So let's get into it. So the first one I got is Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer. What are your thoughts on him?
I mean, Eddie, it's not a coach that I actually thought was a good coach for them to begin with. I guess he did okay last season. You know, I guess they went 7-9. He wasn't like impressive or anything, but he honestly did better than I thought. But if they don't make the playoffs this season, which I don't think they will, because the Cowboys are just gonna be the Cowboys, right? Um, yeah, so I think they're gonna screw around and not make the playoffs, and if they don't, he's definitely getting fired. I don't see Jerry like hanging on. I mean, it's gonna be his second season, but I don't think it's fair for him. But yeah, you don't make the playoff, gone.
Yeah, as far for me, last year the Cowboys literally had no defense. They went out this year. They drafted Caleb Downs, and honestly, my opinion, probably best player in the draft.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, and so they, upgraded their secondary. They added some pieces in free agency and through the draft also, besides Caleb Downs. And yeah, last year they missed the playoffs. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Honestly, it just Jerry let Jason Garrett coach his team for years, even though he sucked. And then he gave him how many seasons? He gave him Muhammad like 8 or something,
Did
something
him a lot.
crazy.
Yeah,
And like Mike McCarthy was there for what 3 years and made the playoffs every year, and they finally just let him go. So I don't know what's going to happen with Shoddy, but if I had to guess, I would say he's probably on the hot seat this year. You finally added some pieces to that defense. Your offense, you really didn't lose anything. I mean, they're still with the George Pickens thing trying to figure that out. But you really didn't lose anything on offense. And I think their offense is still going to be good. Their defense just needs to step up. Um, so we'll wait and see. But I think he's on the hot seat. He doesn't make the playoffs this year. He going. So, but we got one in here from Ernie Mays. Came in early. What's up, man? Thank you for coming in and watching us tonight, Ernie.
hey
He's
Ernie,
like,
thank
go
you.
Broncos country. Only think Broncos big, not 31 teams small. Hello, man. Appreciate you, Ernie. Definitely, yeah. Freaking love the Broncos. Hate every other damn team. Um, but next up, we got John Harbaugh, who was just recently hired this past offseason by the New York Giants. Mohammed, what are your thoughts on him?
I mean, honestly, Eddie, he has a long leash. I don't do I think they're gonna do they might do decent this year. But they probably give him 2 years. If they do like if they don't make the playoffs, like say 2 years back to back, I could see them getting rid of him. But he's pretty safe. I mean, he just got the job, got a hot young quarterback. His running back is pretty good. The team is decent. I see that they made a lot of moves and stuff. So I think they'll make the playoffs. They're gonna go any further? I don't think so, but he's safe.
Yeah, John Harbaugh, I believe, is safe. You and Graham both know how I feel about the Harbaugh brothers. I think they're good head coaches. I don't think they're great or elite head coaches. They're good at building rosters, but between the both of them, they only got one Super Bowl ring. One's got a college championship, but that has nothing to do with the NFL. One's got a Super Bowl ring, and he had to beat his brother to do it. One of them were going to get a ring in that Super Bowl regardless, unless somehow it tied and they just said, "Hey, you're both the champions."
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but I think his leash is pretty long too. Just I don't know, man. Like the Giants, they have a great defense, you know, and the offense is pretty good. They got a solid left tackle. They got a young quarterback in Jackson Dart who's pretty good in my opinion. they got Scadaboo, a young running back who broke his ankle last year. We don't know what he's going to look like. And Malik Neighbors tore his ACL last year, so he should be coming back. So we'll just wait and see what happens. He's finally got a quarterback. Well, I mean, he had a quarterback in Lamar Jackson. He's got a solid defense. He's got a receiver, one. So we'll just and an offensive line that's pretty good. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I don't think even if he misses the playoffs this year, hell, even next year, I don't think the Giants are going to fire John Harbaugh. I mean, hell, they gave what's his name, Ryan Dayball 3 years.
Yeah.
They're not going to if John Harbaugh misses the playoffs this year and next year, they're still not going to fire him. They're going to keep him around because they're going to be like, as long as they see him building something, like
Exactly.
they say, oh, we just missed out, we just whatever. Like they're going to give him at least 3 years at minimum, in my opinion. But so he's got a long leash. I don't think he's got to worry about nothing. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. Mohamed, what are your thoughts on this?
Um, I don't know. It's kind of hard, Eddie, because of like how the Eagles are. I know what happened to them last season. It not necessarily his fault directly. I think the OC was the issue. They went and got a different OC. I forgot who it was, but um, I don't know, Eddie. Like if they do miss the playoffs somehow, maybe they'll like fire him. But for the most part, he's like a Super Bowl winner. Like I don't know, Eddie. I've seen strange things happen. So maybe if he does miss the playoff, they probably go ahead and do it this season. But for the most part, I think he should be safe.
Um, if the Philadelphia Eagles miss the playoffs, I think he's on the hottest of seats going into 2027 if he doesn't get fired. Because let's not forget, Mohamed, 2017, the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Doug Peterson. 2 years later, whoop, he was out the door. Two
Yeah.
years removed from winning the Super Bowl. They fired their head coach that won the Super Bowl. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the same thing to Nick Sirianni if they missed the playoffs this year. Like they make the playoffs every year. Um, and if he misses it, dude, that might be enough for the owners of the Philadelphia Eagles. But all right, it's been 2 years. You missed the playoffs this year. You're gone. They lost AJ Brown. Um, you know, wasn't there another player they lost on defense this offseason? I can't remember who it was. Didn't they lose
Um.
somebody
Yeah. I think
like
is it a
defensive lineman?
linebacker? It's a linebacker. I think.
Oh, N'Kobe Dean, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Did he go to the
Uh,
Raiders or
yeah, the Raiders
the
signed him.
Raiders? Okay.
And he's been going through, offensive coordinators like crazy. Now, that's not Nick Sirianni's fault. When you're that good and you win a Super Bowl, teams are going to poach your coaching staff. And I'm pretty sure Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles last year, was a Stefanski hire, and he
Hmm.
didn't want to fire him last year. Everybody and their mom, Philadelphia fans, the national media, even fans of other teams are like, dude, you need to fire this guy. He sucks as offensive coordinator. And Sirianni really didn't want to fire him because it was like his best friend. So I don't know. Like, I just have a feeling like if they miss the playoffs, he's either going to get fired or he's going to be really, really big on the hot seat going into 2027. The Philadelphia Eagles don't play. They don't. We know they ain't scared to fire a coach that won a Super Bowl 2 years prior. They're not scared to do it. They did it once. They'll do it again if they have to. So, but as of right now, I think Sirianni's safe as long as he makes the playoffs. Honestly, in my opinion, I think the Eagles are Super Bowl or bust every year. Ever since they won it a few years ago, they're Super Bowl or bust every year. The fact they didn't make it, I mean, I could be wrong. He could be on the hot seat right now because they didn't make the Super Bowl last year.
I'm telling you,
So,
Eddie, it was that OC. He was terrible. Because I did talk to some, I'm in the East Coast, so there's a lot of Eagles fans that I talked to. And I told them, you all need to just go ahead and fire the OC. They waited. I don't know why. He was him.
I mean, maybe it was something along the lines that Sirianni thought maybe Patullo would, finally find his rhythm. Remember in 2023 when we hired VJ as our DC and we had that 70-point loss to the Dolphins? All of the national media, all of Broncos country were like, fire him now. He sucks. What did Sean do? He stuck with him, and now look, we got like one of the best defenses in the league.
True.
68 sacks last year under Vance Joseph's leadership. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to give Sirianni a pass on that. I'm just saying maybe that's what he was thinking during that time last year. Oh, he'll turn it around. So, but next up we got Washington Commanders head coach Dan Quinn. Mohamed, what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, Eddie, they should have just fired him. I don't even know why they waited, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're a
Yeah,
defensive coordinator, why would your defense, like their defense was the worst, you know? Plus, I mean, you really can't do anything about the quarterback getting hurt, but with a quarterback like that, you need an offensive minded head coach anyway. But hey, bro, he's like the hot seat. If he does miss the playoff, I think he's gone. If he's not doing well during the season, they just might go ahead and like fire him halfway through. I don't know what's gonna happen. Is Jaden Daniel gonna be back? I don't know, Eddie.
I think so. I think he'll be back by week one.
We want okay. Yeah, I mean, if they miss the playoffs somehow, he's gone. But even if they do, Eddie, if I was the Commanders, gotta go get him like a good offensive coordinator because it's not fair for him, honestly. You know, that's my opinion.
Dan Quinn, I believe he's on the hot seat. I really do because they his first year there with a rookie quarterback. They make the NFC Championship game. They come back the next year. He brings in all these old guys. I mean, I love Von Miller, but Von Miller is like 35. He brings in Bobby Wagner. He brings in all these old dudes on defense. And the defense was just not good last year. It wasn't. Um, and then a lot of those guys walked or retired, whatever. And the fact that he kept playing Jaden Daniels when Jaden Daniels was hurt last year, that whole thing with Jaden Daniels last year, I think that was another big reason why he's on the hot seat. Is like, Daniels was hurt. He was out for a few games. He came back. Then, he still wasn't 100%. He went out there and then broke his freaking arm. Like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the owners in Washington, like, they're not Dan Schneider. So they actually care about the team and they're trying to win. But I think he's on the hot seat. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think you're right, Mohammed. They missed the playoffs again this year because you're wasting Jaden Daniels' rookie contract, dude.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And this is my thing, my personal opinion. Like, I know the Broncos kind of didn't do this, but they did in a way, I guess you could say, is that whenever you are taking over a franchise, right, and you don't have a quarterback, I would not draft a quarterback first. Like, I would not come into an organization that's got a bad roster and be like, hey, I'm going to take my quarterback in the future, with my first pick in the draft, whatever pick that may be. And then the rest of the roster is just in shambles. No, me personally, what I would do if I was running an NFL team or a coach or a GM, I would build the roster first and then draft a rookie quarterback. That
I
way
agree.
you've got a solid O-line. You've got a couple of solid weapons. You got people on defense that can make plays, a solid defense. Because if you, like, come into an organization, you draft a quarterback, no offensive line, no weapons, bad defense, that quarterback is a rookie and you're going to be throwing him out there to freaking, be the one to carry the team when he's a rookie.
Break his spirit like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's how I think most franchises should do. And the Broncos kind of did that. Like, Sean Payton came in, he got rid of all the dead weight his first year. He had solid pieces. He had Lou Wattenberg. He had Quinn Miners. He had Garrett Bowles on the offensive line. What did he do his first year coming in here, Mohamed? He freaking paid and got the last two pieces of the offensive line, left guard and right tackle. And he started playing the young guys, started developing them, and then he drafted Bo Nix. So he kind of did build this roster. It was only 1 year, but he kind of built this roster. He had Surtain. He went out and got Zach Allen. He went out and got, he started playing these young guys to see what they had. He went out and got the tackle and the guard. He went out and got pieces to kind of build to make this a more comfortable landing spot for a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. So that's the way I would build a team. Honestly, Ernie in here, he said, I'd take Von Miller back. I'm sure all of Broncos country wants him back.
Yeah, me too.
For some reason, I think the reason why the Broncos ain't bringing him back is because they like what they have. But with this whole Jonathan Cooper thing, I mean, if he doesn't wind up playing or he's not good to go by training camp or hell, preseason, I would give Von Miller a call and just bring him back just to have him as insurance. on this roster. But Dan Quinn, he misses the playoffs. I think he's out, but I think he's currently on the hot seat. Next up, NFC North, we got the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson. Mohamed, what are your thoughts on this?
I honestly think he's safe, Eddie, this season. He did really well with the Bears last season. Took them to the playoffs. They didn't go, they I think they won their first game, right? They lost their second or so.
I can't
Trying to
remember.
remember. Yeah,
I didn't
but
pay
I
attention
mean,
to very much.
exactly. I mean, he did well. He did well with the organization. Um, this season, even if he misses the playoffs somehow, I doubt it. I think they'll give him a third year, um, unless some crazy happen. But I think for the most part, he should be safe. Do I really trust their quarterback? I think he's talented. Don't really care for his antics and stuff, but um, he's safe, I would say.
Ben Johnson is one of the safest coaches in the NFL, in my opinion. You know, he came in, took a second year quarterback in Caleb Williams, and made him look respectable. He built that team. Now it sucks for him that he lost the center that he started or signed last year because the center, um, retired out of nowhere. But Ben Johnson's safe. Like did the Bears make the playoffs last year? I'm pretty sure they did.
They did, yeah. I think they won their first game and lost the second or something.
Yeah, so Ben Johnson's safe. Honestly, at this point, I would see them getting rid of Caleb Williams. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying they're going to get rid of Caleb Williams, but if they had to choose right now, I think they get rid of Caleb Williams before they got rid of the coach. So, but yeah, Ben Johnson's safe. He's building the Bears. He's making them relevant again. He actually helped Caleb Williams turn into a decent quarterback last year. So, he's safe. Next up, this one's kind of tricky, Mohammed. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this one. Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell. What are your thoughts on this?
I honestly think, Eddie, they need to let him go. They should have let him go last season. Went a different direction. They tried. They were really hot for a while, and I thought they were gonna make the Super Bowl, a couple of seasons ago, and then I don't know what happened, Eddie. They started losing players, or I don't know what happened, but they're not. They lost their direction. They're not as good as I thought they would be, right? So this might be his last season. Could be like a make it or break it type of season. I honestly think they should have just went ahead and went to a different direction, but um, he's on a hot seat, definitely.
Um, Dan Campbell, like I think it was 2024 is when they had all those injuries on. I think it was defense or through the entire team,
Yeah,
and they had an excuse that year. He had an excuse after 2024, like, hey, half the freaking team was injured, man.
yeah.
Hutchinson was out. My entire secondary was injured. My linebacking core was injured. Like, I think they still made the playoffs in 2024 with a freaking bunch of backups playing everywhere.
Hmm.
So, and this year, or this past season, I should say, they didn't have that many injuries, but did they make the playoffs this year? I didn't really pay much attention to the NFC. Did the Lions make the playoffs this year? They miss it.
Don't I don't think they made it, Eddie. I don't think they
I
did.
can't remember.
Okay,
Uh,
Graham, can you let us know in the chat, please?
yeah, Grant, please let us know. But if I had to pick right now if he was on the hot seat or not, I would say he's in the middle. The reason why I say that is because I think he should be on the hot seat because you had all your players last year and I think you missed the playoffs. Like I'm just guessing, but I think they missed. Um, or even if they did make it, they did. I think they got eliminated in the first round. That's probably why I don't remember if they made it or not. The Detroit Lions, they make the playoffs last year, Graham, uh, in 2025. But I think he could be on the hot seat, but I don't think he is because I think the Lions like him. He came in within a couple of years and rebuilt that franchise. Like he turned that franchise around within like 2 years of being there. Okay, yeah. So they didn't make the playoffs last year. So now I am kind of leaning more towards, he's probably more on the hot seat. I think he's still right in that middle area. Like if he misses it again this year, it's possible he's fired, but it depends on how they miss it. Like if it was like 2024, they get completely riddled with injuries again, they miss it. He might get another chance in 2027. But if they're healthy and they miss the playoffs like they did last year, I think he's gone. Like I
I
don't think
mean,
he's surviving that.
honestly, Eddie, I think he's a hell of a coach. Just to be honest, like he's really good. Like he's good with the players and stuff. But the NFL, they need wins. They need results, right? So that's what it comes down to. So
True, but the Detroit Lions have never won a Super Bowl, and they were irrelevant for years and years and years. And Dan Quinn's made them irrelevant over the last couple of years. So if he misses the playoff, that's why I'm saying I'm in the middle. Like if he misses the playoffs, I think he should be fired. But the Detroit Lions might give him a little bit of leniency since they haven't been relevant in years until Dan Campbell came along. So they might give him the benefit of the doubt for 2027, give him one more year. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Next up, Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur. What are your thoughts, Mohamed?
that's another tricky one, Eddie. Um, I mean, honestly, Eddie, he's a good coach. I mean, he did well for the Green Bay Packers. I know they had some injuries last season towards the end. When they played the Broncos, they lost the player that they
Uh,
traded for, right?
I kind of felt bad for the Packers in that situation. I
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I mean, when they trade for him, honestly, Eddie, I was surprised because to me it didn't seem like they weren't like the Rams where they just needed one more thing just to make it didn't feel to me that they were that close. That's my opinion. But I think for the most part, the team is really good. They play well. I don't see any reason for them to fire him. Not this season. If he does horrible and then he goes to the next season, he does horrible, maybe. But I think he should be safe.
Um, I think it depends on the season. The last 2 years with Jordan Love, they made the playoffs, but they got bounced in the first round both times. They got bounced in the wild card round. And the last 2 years, they've been the seventh seed. So they snuck into the playoffs. Um, and this might be a big thing too, Mohammed. I want to throw this out there to you. It is possible he's on the hot seat for that, but also it's possible that he's on the hot seat because guess who he lost to last year in the wild card round?
Hmm. Trying to remember. Wasn't a good team, was it?
It was a team that they beaten the crap out of for almost their entire franchise's existence. The
Uh,
Chicago Bears and Caleb
oh
Williams
yeah,
beat them. They eliminated. Now, that rivalry is like as big as the Broncos and Raiders rivalry. Honestly, I think it's bigger. So,
yeah,
because those two teams have been around for longer than the Raiders and Broncos have been around. So,
yeah.
if they go one and done in the playoffs again, and God forbid if it's against like the freaking Bears again, I think LaFleur is out the door. I do. I don't think the Packers are going to tolerate that crap. Like they split with them in the regular season. I think the Packers won a game last year in the regular season against the Bears. The Bears won one against the Packers, and then the Bears eliminated them from the playoffs last year. So right now, I think his seat's a little lukewarm. Like if he has another one and done in the playoffs, I think he could be gone personally. So next up, this one, man, I can't wait to get your take on this one too, Mohammed. This is a good one. Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell.
I honestly don't know why he's still there, Eddie. I mean, you get rid of you get rid of your quarterback. The quarterback goes and wins the Super Bowl. It just it's not a good look. You're the one you the, the one you went ahead and drafted sucks. He's injured. He doesn't. It's horrible, Eddie. It's horrible. And I know Sean Payton's probably laughing at the Vikings, Kevin O'Connell especially, but I don't know why he's still there. They definitely need a quarterback. They're gonna have to go and draft one this season, next season. I don't know. Like, I mean next season,
Kyler
but
Murray.
yeah, I don't know, Eddie. It's Kyler. Okay, so Kyler is. I think he's very talented. He's more on the shorter side. Don't really care for quarterbacks because got to be able to. He kind of gives me
Throw that up there, Graham. Yeah. Jake awful.
awful. That's right.
I'm hashtagging that.
That's right. But I mean, Eddie, like they should have went ahead and fired him. I don't know why he's still there. They're not gonna win anything. I tell you that. He's not. He probably knows he's gone already. They're not going to win anything. It's gonna be hard. The quarterback is very talented. Kyler Murray. It depends. Like you have to with Kyler Murray, you have to have a very specific play call for him. The offense got to be tailored for him to succeed. If you do that, you might see some success, but making the playoffs, it's going to be a little bit hard, Eddie. So we'll see what happens, but I do think he's on a hot seat.
This is kind of hard because Kevin O'Connell to me is a good coach. He is. He's the one that went out and got Sam Darnold. Now he got Sam Darnold. He brought him in because of what he did in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan. But at the same time, it's like you let him walk in free agency. Now, at the time, it's like everybody understood that. You drafted your young rookie guy in 2024. He got hurt. You brought Sam Darnold in as a backup to JJ before he got hurt. And then JJ got hurt. Sam Darnold went on that great run, Minnesota 14 and whatever, 14-3. And, you let him walk out the door. But I can understand why. Like, no one expected Sam Darnold and the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl last year. Maybe people in Seattle, but I don't think I heard a single national media pundit or anybody on a podcast talk about how, the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I didn't hear any, like they weren't like a top favorite to win it last year.
Yeah.
So I can understand him letting Sam Darnold walk. He didn't think Sam Darnold was going to do that with the Seahawks. And, he wanted to give his young guy a chance. But now, like, I'm on the hot seat because, dude, you chose J.J. McCarthy. Not only did you choose J.J. McCarthy, you gave up draft capital to go get him. One spot. Like, the Jets weren't going to take him. They freaking who they had? They had Aaron Rodgers.
But Eddie, who caused that to happen?
They
Who made
traded
them
up
do
one
that?
spot. What's up?
I said, who pressured them into doing that? Who made them think that they're going to go ahead and
I'm not going to say it. You can say it. But
Sean Payton? Sean Payton did
I'm
it.
just saying, like, JJ and Bo Nix were both going to be there at 11. They were both going to be there. Okay? If it is true that Sean Payton scared you into trading up for JJ, that makes Kevin O'Connell look even more bad. For the simple fact that you knew the Jets weren't taking somebody. You knew they weren't. You knew they weren't going to take JJ or they were going to take Bo Nix. They had Aaron Rodgers. They needed offensive line help. They needed receiver help. They needed all kinds of stuff. They had a quarterback they thought was going to be there for a couple of years. So, no, I'm like, to me, he's on the hot seat. You traded up for JJ when you still have Bo Nix and JJ, and you were one spot away. You were either going to get Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy. The Jets did take JJ or Bo. You still, like, the fact that he drafted JJ and JJ turned out to be a bust, and then the fact that you traded up and wasted draft capital to get him when you didn't need to.
Okay.
You're going to let another coach scare you into doing that? Then you don't need to be a head coach. So, yeah, Kevin O'Connell is definitely on the hot seat, in my opinion. And he should be fired after this year if they miss the playoffs and JJ looks like crap. Or even, hell, I'd say he should be fired before the season starts if Kyler Murray wins that job. This is going into JJ's third year. He should be good to go by now. Compared to, like, look at all the other quarterbacks. Bo Nix, freaking Caleb Williams, Drake May. Jaden Daniels made the NFC Championship game his rookie year. He was hurt last year, but still. So, I don't know, man. It kind of ticks me off a little bit. Like, why would you? Oh, my God. Kevin O'Connell, he's a smart guy, but, God, that was a stupid decision. We got a comment here from Cody Wiley. He says, Broncos are in a position to be Super Bowl bound. Great defense, and you add Waddle to help Sutton out. Broncos are a scary team. Yes, they are. The Broncos, they're winning the division this year, and they're not losing any more than 13 games. I'll put money on that right now. The Chargers, yeah, they'll have their offensive line back, but it's the freaking Chargers, dude. Until they stop choking, I don't trust them. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is like they say he's going to start week 1, which is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. And
I
the
love it,
fact
Eddie.
that he should not be start like if I was I've said this before, if I was a Chiefs organization, I'd be telling Reed, nope, Mahomes ain't starting this year. He's sitting out the whole year to recover. Because he's going to be here long after you're gone, and we just signed him to a longer extension, so we need him to be here until he's 40, not get injured and be out for another year. The hell with that. So, yeah, the Broncos are winning this division. I have no doubt in my mind. Cody Wiley again says Kyler needs to put the game controller down and study the playbook. You get JJ McCarthy, or you get Justin Jefferson. My apologies, and Addison. Great duo, no excuses. I'm not, and like I said, Kevin O'Connell is a good play caller. I just think he's an idiot for taking JJ and trading up for him. But um, I agree. No excuses, Kyler. This is your time to shine. You got a good offensive play caller. You got a good defense up there in Minnesota, and you got Addison. You got Justin Jefferson. You got T.J. Hawkinson, and you got who's their running back? Is it crap? What's his name? Aaron something. Crap, I forgot his last name. I don't know, but he's got a solid running back too. I know that much. So let's see. Scroll down here. Oh, Graham said Sam Darnold is a prime example of players fitting the system. Yeah, systems matter. Coaches matter. People that
Absolutely.
don't go ahead, Mohammed.
No, absolutely, Eddie. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, with this whole thing, Eddie, we're talking about coaches and stuff. It does matter, like the quarterback that you have, the kind of roster you have, organization, the owners, all that. So it's not always just the coach's fault, but sometimes, if the team does not do well, they don't care. They're just going to even fire you. So it is what it is.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That's for sure. I can tell you, dude. Like it's wild. Like people believe that coaches don't matter, systems don't matter, and all this and that, dude. It blows my mind that that doesn't matter to people. Honestly, we got another one here from Cody Wiley. He says, to be fair, Sam didn't have a good Super Bowl game. Walker and the Seahawks defense helped him out big time. True, but it's not just about the Super Bowl game. It's also about what he did. Like he protected the ball. He was basically a game manager all last year and just protected the ball. They ran it effectively. They played defense good. Like I'm surprised, Mohamed. Like I thought with all the rules in the NFL now leaning towards offense is that that whole running the ball and playing defense. I'm not saying you couldn't win the Super Bowl that way, but it'd be really, really hard. You'd still need a quarterback to be able to go out there and bail you out sometimes. Sam Darnold was just literally a game manager last year. That's all he
But
was.
Eddie, like I honestly see that the whole running game is kind of coming back. It's an emphasis on the NFL now. It wasn't for a while. There was like more passing, but I don't know. I feel like it's coming back. Like they're leaning more and more on running backs now. So maybe that's what it is. It's a new thing.
Bring back big hits, please. I want to watch defense kill the freaking offense. That was
Trust
my
me.
favorite thing about football
Yes.
growing up.
Yes.
So, next division, we got the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons, Kevin Stefanski. What are your thoughts to this, Mohammed?
I mean, Eddie, it's his what first season, right? So
Yeah.
he should be safe for the most part. Are they going to do anything this season? No, I don't even think they're making the playoffs. But they're probably going to give him a couple of years, 2 years, I would say. But if he doesn't do well, maybe. But he should be safe for the first season.
Stefanski's going to be safe. He's not on the hot seat. I will say the cocktail duo of, Michael Penix, who's injury prone, and Tua, who's also injury prone, being your two quarterbacks that you have on the roster. I know that like Tua was brought in because I don't think Michael Penix is going to be ready to go by the start of the season. Otherwise, why would they bring him in?
Yeah.
In my opinion, you could have just very easily went out and signed another veteran quarterback. Because I think Tua, he's going to want to be a starter. Like I don't think he would even want to come to Atlanta unless he knew he was starting. That tells me that Penix is probably not ready yet. He tore his ACL last year. I think this is like a second or third ACL tear in his entire career, not NFL career, football career. I think he tore it twice in college or once in college. I can't remember. But I don't know. He's I mean, he's won Coach of the Year twice with quarterbacks that weren't good. I mean, Baker Mayfield he had, but he had old ass Joe Flacco, he had Shador, he had Deshaun Watson, he had Dylan Gabriel, he had all kinds of different types of quarterbacks there. He still won Coach of the Year twice. Um, so I think he'll be able to make it work, but I think you're right, Mohamed. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, they could. I mean, hell, the Panthers won that division last year with an 8-9 record.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got into the playoffs. So
Depends on your division, I guess.
when your division's that trash, you can
Yeah.
division's easy. But Stefanski's safe. I agree with you for at least a couple of seasons. He's safe. By in 2 years, if the Falcons are not better and winning that division, getting at least 10 wins, then I think they're going to probably be like, okay, you're done. Because they have a solid roster outside of quarterback. Didn't need Tua. I personally like Kirk. I'm taking Kirk over Tua. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, after Kirk really wasn't good that last year. Hell, the 2 years he was in Atlanta, he wasn't that good. He got benched for Penix after they played us in 2024. I think there was like a 6-game stretch where Kirk Cousins didn't throw a single touchdown in 2024. Like, I don't know. Like, is he smarter than Tua and he got less brain damage? Yeah. Which I'm not trying to be funny. Tua needs to retire, in my opinion. He's already had what? How many concussions, Mohamed? 4 in like
Eddie,
5 years?
it terrifies me every time he's like when he had his last concussion, he was throwing gang signs and like I say, it's not funny, but I mean, I'm like, dude, go ahead, retire. It's not good for your family, for yourself. Like, just it's not worth it. You made your money. That's it. It's fine. You
You
don't
got
have
your one
to.
large payday, dude. You got money to live
Exactly.
on for the rest of your life.
Nobody's gonna fault you for it neither. Just go ahead and retire. I don't know.
If I was the NFL, like after his third concussion, if I was the NFL, I would say like, nope, you're done. Get out of here.
Exactly. They need to
That's
start
what he's
forcing
probably
players
gonna
to
have.
retire.
He's probably gonna have CTE when he gets older, or hell, he might even get Alzheimer's early. He might get it in like 50 or something.
Yep.
Like if I was the NFL, I'd be like, nope, you're done. Get out of here. You made your money. Get. We're not gonna be responsible for you getting another concussion and it giving you permanent brain damage. Um, you got another one here from Cody Wiley says he got benched, but Tua does need to retire. I completely agree. Uh, yeah, he needs to. If I was the NFL, like I said, I'd kick his ass out of the league. I wouldn't even allow him to suit up anymore, honestly, because that becomes like a thing for you. That becomes like a problem for the NFL. Like you keep letting this kid play, he gets another concussion. That's not good. So next up, Carolina Panthers. Dave Canales. My apologies. What are your thoughts about this one, Mohamed?
I mean, Eddie should be safe. I mean, he won the division. Like you said earlier, they made the playoffs. Came really close too. They were playing the Rams, right? On that game, they came. I mean, I think came to the ends when they lost the game. So he should be safe, even if they missed the playoffs. Honestly, Eddie, maybe next season it'll be a different story. But for this season, he should be safe.
I agree. This season he'll be safe. Um, but now that he made the playoffs last year, granted he backed into the playoffs 8-9. Really, that division is so freaking garbage.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Vanilla.
but I think the owner, David Tepper, and the organization is expecting to make the playoffs again this year. And honestly, I think you're right. If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, he could get fired this offseason. I mean, David Tepper is not like we've seen him fire multiple coaches in the past. If they don't make the playoffs again this year, he's going to be fired. But I think they're going to have to I think at least they're going to want to see him get a better record. They're not going to be like, oh, you were 8-9 or 9-8, and you snuck into the playoffs because you just someone had to win the division. He's going to have to at least get 10 wins this year. He needs to. Like I think he's been there. This is going into his third or fourth year right now with the Panthers. He needs to start winning. You got a solid roster. You got a great number one in McMillan and wide receiver. Bryce Young seems to be, doing well. Your defense is good. You got a good corner. You got a good defensive tackle. You got a solid offensive line. Like, you should be able to win 10 games in this division. There's no reason why. So, but I think it's right now. Yeah, he's safe. Let's see. Got a couple more here from Cody Wiley. He says Kurt has made the most money of all quarterbacks, though.
He
Them
did.
that guarantees. Them guarantees. Yeah, but honestly, that the Broncos were one of the first ones to do it, saying the hell with them guarantees. We don't care. Then the Dolphins did it. Then the freaking Falcons did it. Like them guarantees don't mean jack. Yeah, he's still gonna get that money. Doesn't mean he's gonna be on the team.
No, I mean
So
he did well for himself, though, Eddie. I mean, we know he's not going to win no Super Bowl, but should be retiring in a few seasons. But he made the bank. So
after playing with the Raiders, I'd probably retire after that.
yeah.
Personally, got another one from Cody Wiley. So Panthers improved rapidly. Do no hot seat. Bryce is starting to mold. Like I said, he's not on the hot seat now, but I think if he misses the playoffs this year after making it last year, and he doesn't improve his win total, I'm not saying he's going. I'm saying it's possible he could get fired after this season, depending on what happens. But I think if he doesn't make the playoffs and doesn't improve his win record, I think he is on the hot seat going into 2027. Um, Next up, New Orleans Saints, Kellen Moore. Mohamed, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, he should be okay. I mean, Eddie, last season it was actually a surprise. Seems like they got their quarterback figured out for the most part. They're all they got to do now is build. He should be safe at least 2 seasons. I don't see any reason why they would fire him, even if they somehow like only win 4 or 5 games. Which I don't see happening. But he should be safe. I don't see him being on the hot seat.
Kellen Moore's not on the hot seat at all. Like he had that roster that everybody thought was bad, turned him pretty good. He drafted solid last year, drafted solid again this year, got a rookie quarterback, and you know the Saints were fun to watch. They didn't make the playoffs, but they were fun to watch. Like they looked good. Like it was like it's gonna take them. It was gonna take them probably a year, maybe two, to start really turning that around. They got rid of some people, and they kind of turned it around. They looked a lot better than they did in 2024 or 2023. Hell, 2022 too. Ever since Sean Payton left before this past year, 22, 23, and 24, the Saints just looked like they were heading down the hellscape. But Kellen Moore comes in year one, gets a rookie quarterback, and they look solid. So Kellen Moore, safe. He's not going anywhere, at least for a couple of seasons. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. What do you think, Mohamed?
Well, I don't know, Eddie. With him, it's a little bit tough. I would say he missed the playoffs. I guess first time since 2019. He sort of turned that organization around. Um, I don't know, Eddie. If he misses the playoffs again, he might be on a hot seat. As it stands right now, I think he's safe. But if he doesn't do well, yeah, I could see if they miss the playoffs. Actually, I changed my mind, Eddie. He's on a hot seat. If he misses the playoffs, I think he's gone.
He's on the hot seat. You got
Yeah.
number one overall pick Baker Mayfield has been playing great. You had a solid team last year. I understand you lost your OC, but you had a good defense. You had Mike Evans. You had some solid weapons. You had Baker Mayfield, number one overall pick, and you missed the playoffs. You lost the division to a freaking Panthers team. Now I
Yeah.
know we just talked about them, but come on, dude. If I had to guess, last year the Bucks had a better roster than the Panthers did,
Yeah.
and a better quarterback, and they won the division going 8-9. And you had like it was so funny because like week 18 last year was so hilarious. I think the Bucks had to beat I think the Bucks had to beat the Falcons, which they did, and the Panthers had to lose to the Saints. Well, guess what? The Panthers didn't lose to the Saints.
Yeah.
So yeah, Todd Bowles, he's on the hot seat. I would not be surprised if he gets fired halfway through the season this year if this team does not look solid. Um, Evans went to San Francisco, so that sucks for them. Yeah, it does. Cody Wiley's safe. Bucks are a very fun team to watch. I think he's safe. Maybe, but I don't see it. I really don't. Next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals and Matt LaFleur's brother, Mike LaFleur. What do you think about this, Coach Mohammed?
He's safe, Eddie. I mean, it's his first season. Should have at least two. I mean, we've seen some crazy things happen with the NFL with first time head coaches, but I think he should be safe his first season. Not gonna be his fault, but never know. But should be safe.
I think he's safe. He's not on the hot seat this season. I think going in like they're going to be bad this year. They got Trey McBride. They got a decent offensive line. They got a couple of key pieces on defense. But I think next year they need to get their quarterback. And if they don't show, like, if they get their, as long as they get their young rookie quarterback next off season and they start showing promise, I mean, especially in that division, the NFC West, which is going to probably be one of the toughest divisions in the NFL this year. Like if he can get his rookie quarterback and show some promise in 2027, I think it'll be fine. But if he doesn't get his rookie quarterback next off season, and in 2027 they look bad, he gonna be on the hot seat. Like I wouldn't be surprised if things go awry in 2027, he gets canned during the middle of the season. So, but next up, Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay.
He's really the safest in the NFL, Eddie. Don't even have to say much. They should be Super Bowl contenders by all means, Eddie. I don't. It'll be a surprise for me if they don't make the Super Bowl. So he's as safe as they could be.
Yeah, Sean McVay ain't going nowhere. Like the Rams are never going to fire him.
Yeah.
Like the guy's literally going to have to retire for the Rams to be looking for a new coach. So Sean McVay, safe. Next up, hey, we got a comment here. Cody Wiley says safe, but let's see what he can do and see if Marvin Harrison Jr. can improve. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully he can because Michael Wilson right now is the best receiver on that roster. Um, Next up, San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. He's. I mean, it's really hard, Eddie. I don't think San Francisco would fire him, but honestly, I don't think he'll ever win a Super Bowl with this. I don't see it happening. It just, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. He's a very decent coach. Are they gonna fire him? No. Um, he's safe.
I think he's safe for the next couple of seasons. Like if they don't win a Super Bowl by 2028, in my opinion, he's going to be fired. Like you were in it twice in the past, what, like 5, 6 years? You were in the Super Bowl twice. You lost to the same team twice. Damn it. Um, and you have a solid roster. Like I understand Trent Williams, he's old. McCaffrey's old for a running back. You know they got the whole thing with Ayuk right now. Uh, who was the other one I'm thinking of? That's really old. I can't remember. But anyway, you have a solid roster, and Kyle Shanahan can win with literally anybody. Like he's proven that even whenever he had injuries, he was still able to make the playoffs. So um, I'd say if he doesn't win a Super Bowl by 2028, then I think his seat starts getting hot. I really do. So last one in the NFC, Seattle Seahawks, Mike McDonald.
No way. I
Nothing to
mean, the
say.
guy fresh off of a Super Bowl, Eddie. Yeah, he's another one. I think he's as safe as he could be. Can they repeat though, Eddie? I have my doubts. They did lose some players. Um, it's gonna be hard for them to repeat. Go to the Super Bowl, but he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe. There's no more to say. He just came, like you said, he just came off a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold.
Hmm.
He's safe. All right, switch over to the AFC. First team, Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady.
I mean, Eddie, it's his first season. Um, he's got Josh Allen. Got that Buffalo Bills team. First year, he's safe. I don't see them doing anything. He's probably got at least 2 seasons, Eddie. Do I think the Bills will ever win a Super Bowl? I was actually hoping for them, to do, but yeah, he's
Nah, we
safe.
kicked their ass too bad. Um, no, Joe Brady's safe. Like unless because he's been with Josh Allen for years now. Unless him being a head coach, the Bills go awry, like really bad, like the Broncos did with Hackett. Like he's safe, in my opinion. So I think they give him and Josh Allen at least a few years together to see what they can build. Next up, Miami Dolphins, Jeff Halfley.
There's another one, Eddie's first season. Um, Nothing's gonna happen. Are the Dolphins gonna do anything? Probably not, but he's safe. 2 seasons, and this guy is gone, Eddie. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think he's safe for now. I mean, they got after what he did. Like he came in, he literally stripped that whole team down to the
Yes.
studs. Not even to the studs, dude. He stripped it down to the foundation. So they got to at least give him 2 years to rebuild this thing. At
Yeah.
least two drafts. That's not including this year. I'm talking about 2027, 2028. Give him those. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Um, so I think he's safe. Next up, or let's see, we got a couple in here from Cody Wiley again. Safe, San Francisco, love that guy. Safe, he just won the big game. Safe as fuck. Talking about Mike McDonald. Um, this one he's talking about uh, Joe Brady. Why did I forget that name so quickly? Safe, the team will perform with anyone. Just wish Josh would get it done. Yeah, until he plays us, and I want them to lose. Um, Safe. Dolphins are trash. Nothing that can be done right now. True. We agree with that. Next up, Patriots. Mike Vrabel.
Honestly, think he should have been fired for other reasons. Eddie, we're not getting into that, but the team went to the Super Bowl last season. What could happen? You know, I mean, do I really like their quarterback? No, but he's safe. Probably 2 more seasons.
If he hasn't been fired yet with the whole scandal thing with him and Diana Rossini, he's safe. Like you said, they made the Super Bowl last year. Still takes me off. Um, you know, he doesn't make it last year though. Bo Nix is playing, but he made the Super Bowl. And if they haven't fired him yet over this whole thing with Diana Rossini, he's safe. He's not going anywhere. So we ain't got to worry about Mike Vrabel. Next up, New York Jets, Aaron Glenn.
To me, Eddie, he's like the worst coach. Honestly, not just the record. I honestly just don't care for the guy. But I mean, he what 3-14 to start. I mean, not entirely his fault, Eddie. Like the whole thing with the quarterback, it's there's a lot of issues with that team. But regardless, this is his last season. I don't care what happens. I don't see him passing this season. I'm surprised he's still there. He's gone. You know.
Aaron Glenn is probably the one with the hottest seat under his ass right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know, if if anything short of making the playoffs, I don't even think a winning record would. They have to make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, he's fired. If they sneak in somehow or another, I think he might get another year. Because like if the Jets can make the playoffs this year under Aaron Glenn, if he gets into the postseason, Mohamed, it's gonna be the first time I think like in 16 years.
Yeah.
The Jets are gonna hang on to him like their life depends on it. If he gets them into the play, even if it's a 7 seed and they're like freaking, they have to win at least 10 games. But even if they limp in like by the skin of their freaking teeth, I think they hang on to him. But anything short of that, he's out. He's done. Um, I just, especially with Geno Smith coming back to the Jets. Oh my god. Uh, Next up, we got Cody Wiley back in your hot seat. Don't know how to use his timeouts. Every week he says he will look at the film. Gone. I've never seen such a bad timeout awareness. I have Nathaniel Hackett. Uh,
Oh, don't remind me, Eddie. God.
I'm sorry. It just I think Aaron Glenn's bad, but I don't think he's nearly as bad as Nathaniel Hackett. Because at least Aaron Glenn got a second year. Nathaniel Hackett didn't even make it through a freaking year. Uh, Next up, Baltimore Ravens, Jesse Minter.
I mean, he's safe, Eddie. It's his first season. Got a decent team. Do I think they will ever win a Super Bowl? Probably not. But he's safe. It's his first season.
I'd say he's safe. As long as Lamar Jackson's there, I think they'll be competitive. But they really need to rebuild that defense and get Lamar Jackson some damn weapons outside of Derrick Henry. I mean, I guess you got Mark Andrews, but he doesn't have a single receiver that's worth a damn.
He needs to go to another team to win a Super Bowl. Eddie. He's not winning it with the Ravens. I tell you.
No. Actually, I think I'm going to probably play Madden tonight and tear down the Ravens and trade Lamar Jackson and rebuild them. just for fun, dude. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Same with the Bills. Like I'm tired of seeing these great quarterbacks like Allen, like Lamar. You know, they're good quarterbacks. I think they can win the Super Bowl, but they're with these teams that refuse. Joe Burrow, they refuse to do anything for him.
Yep.
Like I'm like I'm going to do it. I'm going to go on Madden. I'm going to do this myself.
Eh,
Joe, Lamar, Josh, good luck, but you're going to a Super Bowl winning team, and I'm going to rebuild this piece of trash team.
You know, Eddie, I know we're running out of time, but I mean, it's just sad because it's a luxury. We're lucky, honestly. I mean, we suffered for maybe 10 years, but um, it's a luxury to because all these things got to be right. Your ownership, you know, your coach, your quarterback, your team, everything got to be aligned for you to be relevant, and it's just hard to get all these things together. That's what it is.
It's it's this simple scenario. Your owners actually have to give a shit about their quarterback. Like the Ravens, Bills, and Bengals have no idea how lucky they have it. There's teams out there that have been searching years, if not, I would, God for should I say decades, in the case of the Jets, for a quarterback, a franchise guy. The Bengals, Ravens, and Bills all have their dude, but either A, they refuse to build around them and give them the pieces they need to compete, or B, they don't know how. Like, and I feel so bad. Like Josh Allen should have a Super Bowl right now. Joe Burrow should have a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson should have a Super Bowl. All three of these guys should at least have one bowl in their pocket. They really should. And it kills me to see that. Like I want these. Of course, like I know they're all in the AFC, and I don't like if they play my Broncos, I'm rooting for the Broncos and Bo Nix to win the damn thing. But I mean, for years, the Broncos were irrelevant since up until 2 years ago. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson have been in the league for like 5 years before Bo Nix and Sean Payton showed up. They have 5 years to get it done. They couldn't do it. And it drives me bonkers, dude. Like, I feel bad for these guys. Go to the NFC. I'm sorry, like, the NFC, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think the NFC is that great with quarterbacks, honestly. I'd go over there, you know, and, or go to an organization that actually gives a shit and wants to build around you. Sorry, I had to go off on a tangent there, but it just really bothers me. These teams have their franchise QB when other teams are still searching and they refuse to build around them, or can't do it because they don't know how or don't know how to build a roster. But let's see. We got another one here from Cody Wiley. He says, safe. They won't make the playoffs, but get Zay Flowers target. Zay is a great receiver, in my opinion, not used right. Yeah, well, that's on the coaching staff. Like, if I was Zay Flowers, I'd be wanting out of Baltimore too. I mean, maybe there'd be different now with a new head coach, but I don't know, man. I'd be wanting out of Baltimore, honestly. Next up, another team we just talked about, Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor.
He's definitely on the hot seat, Eddie. I mean, you have a quarterback like this, two of the best wide receivers. And well, I mean, you can't fault them because their defense is not as good, but it's gonna be his fault anyway. This is last season. If they do miss the playoffs, he's gone.
Zach Taylor, he's an okay head coach, but again, like I was just saying, I do blame Zach Taylor for some of the misfortunes of the Bengals, but what I really blame is the organization, the owners of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're the cheapskates. They're the ones that refuse to spend money. Not until this year did they finally get a solid player on defense. I mean, remember last year, Mohamed? TJ Hawkinson was holding out. Or TJ? No,
It was TJ, yeah, yeah.
Hendrickson. I'm sorry. Hendrickson. I don't know why I said Hawkinson. Hendrickson. Defensive end, dude. The guy was like, I think he had the most sacks in the NFL the year before. They were fighting with him. They finally give him a year deal. They have their freaking young rookie first round pick hold out his rookie year because they refused to, be like, oh, we're not going to put these guarantees in your contract. Like, the organization is freaking trash. But Zach Taylor's not helping himself either. But maybe he can't. Maybe the organization's like, hey, we're running things here. Maybe they're really running things behind the scenes, maybe kind of like a Jerry Jones or a David Tepper, you know. But yeah, this is Zach Taylor's last year. He's on the hot seat. It's over for him. I hate to say it. Maybe he'll go somewhere else to an organization actually maybe gives him shit and lets him do what he wants, And then at that point, because I can't 100% say this is all on Zach Taylor because I know the ownership's involved. Everybody knows it. but maybe he'll get another chance, and maybe he can prove that it was 100% on the Bengals organization. Cody Wiley says hot seat, but Joe can't stay healthy. Dude is trying to save money. Um, yeah, but he can't stay healthy because the Bengals refuse to build an offensive line for some damn reason. I don't know why. You got this great quarterback and refuse to freaking protect him, which is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Next up, Cleveland Browns, Todd Monken.
Should be safe, Eddie. Are they going to do anything? It's a very strange hire to me, Eddie. But first year coach, head coach, got like 2,000, 20,000 quarterbacks, and the team is just insane to me. But he should be safe. I don't think he's going to last more than 2 seasons, though.
He's safe. He's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. And the reason why I say that is because he's the only one that wanted that job.
I know.
The Browns know that.
It's
Like
insanity, man.
they're locked in with Deshaun Watson. I think I heard a report the other day. They're locked in with Deshaun Watson until 2031 because they kept moving money around.
It's so stupid.
Dude, I would. I'm not joking, you, Mohamed. I would not be surprised if Monken lasts for the next 5 seasons in Cleveland
You think
because
so?
I don't think no one's going to want to take that job, and I think the Browns know that. Until Deshaun is either off the books or close to being off the books, no one else is going to want that job.
Yeah,
They're lucky they
you're right.
got Todd Monken to take it.
It's a
Even
mess.
even their defensive coordinator, who they love, that made that defense elite, didn't even want that job. Kind of like a Giro Evero. Whenever that was stupid though. We had solid players. We just needed to build the offensive line, and our ownership was fine. But my thing is that Tom Monken's not going nowhere. The Browns know they cannot fire him because no one else wants that damn job. There's a reason why they hired Todd Monken that, and nobody knew. I mean, they knew who he was, but they didn't think Todd Monken was going to take that. Like, why the hell are they hiring him? Why? Because that's all they could. That's all that. Other than maybe going out and hiring someone straight off the street, like he's like the only football guy that wanted to take the job. So I think he's safe for years to come, dude. I really do because the Browns know they can't fire him because they ain't gonna be able to hire nobody else. Because this is not a job for a young guy, like a 30-something-year-old guy. It really isn't. Um, Cleveland is always a hot seat, especially if you plan on starting Watson. Pay him too much not to start him, idiots. Yeah, but like I said, what Cody? That's the thing. Like they're not going to fire Monken because they literally had a hard time finding a coach this past freaking coaching cycle. Like Monken was like basically the only one that would take the job. There was multiple coaches that pulled their name out of that hat. They're like, nope, I declined the interview. I'm not doing this. Nope. All because of Deshaun Watson. And I'm telling you right now, dude, Monken's not going anywhere. He's not. Because the Browns know there ain't going to be nobody else to take that job. Um, Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike McCarthy.
Safe, Eddie. First year. Don't understand the hire, but this is what it is.
Yeah, he's safe. Hell, he's probably safe for the next 19 seasons.
Mm,
The Steelers don't fire head coaches. They didn't even
no,
fire Mike Tomlin. He quit.
he quit. Yep.
So, like you said, who'd you say earlier, Mohamed, that was the safest? Mike McDonald. I think Mike McCarthy's probably the safest because you know the
Yeah.
Steelers ain't going to fire him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Cody Wiley, you had Baker Mayfield. Y'all had a damn franchise. True, they did. The Browns did have Baker Mayfield, and they're like, let's trade all the draft capital picks and everything and go get the Deshaun Watson. I mean, I guess I can't make fun of him too bad but at the time he was better than Baker Mayfield. Deshaun Watson really was better than Baker Mayfield at that time. But I'm pretty sure before they traded for him, that sexual misconduct stuff was already out. Like it literally just came out right before they traded for him. So I would be like, wait, let's not trade our draft picks. Let's just wait and see how this plays out. You know, but nope, they traded their whole freaking future and mortgaged their whole entire future for they traded for him in 2022, and for what I'm hearing is right. We lost Mohamed. Crap. Well,
Back.
oh, he's back. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. moving on. Next up, Houston Texans, D'Amico Ryans.
For that one, Eddie, I'm very confused. I don't know what happened to their quarterback last season, but he's really the wrong head coach for that quarterback anyway. This season, if they somehow miss the playoffs, I could see that he's gone. It's gonna be hard because they have a really good defense. Uh, but I honestly feel like if they do end up losing, I mean, not making the playoffs, I could see them actually saying, you know what, bye. We'll just go get an offensive coordinator. I mean, coach for the team.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans is strange to me because I don't know. He built one of the best defenses in the league last year. They were like a top defense in the NFL. They were out there with the Broncos, and it just the offense just couldn't keep it together. I don't know what that like. CJ Stroud had a good rookie year, and then after that, the last 2 years he's been bad. Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. Say if Houston loves him, maybe I don't know. I mean they made the playoffs last year. I guess he is safe because they still made the playoffs. They had a great defense, elite defense. So they keep him and they replace CJ Stroud. I mean, I'm pretty sure Stroud's up for a contract extension, or he's getting close to it. I think he's going. He was drafted in, what was it, 23, 23, 4, 5. He's going into year 4, so he could get a contract extension. But they haven't. If he doesn't play well this year, Stroud, they might keep D'Amico and just let CJ walk. Be like, nope, we're done. You get out of here.
I don't know what happened to him, Eddie. Still think that he's talented. He just need the right head coach. He needs someone to reassure him and talk to him, coach him up. And you can't do that with D'Amico Ryan. I mean, is what it is, Eddie. Maybe he goes to
They're
another
gonna have
team
to
and they do better, or fire the
they're gonna
head
have to
coach. And
find the right OC. They're gonna have to
yeah,
find the right OC because they're not gonna
exactly,
fire the Lions.
exactly.
They're making the playoffs. That defense is elite. Like they're not gonna fire him. He's gonna. Like I said, I think they get rid of CJ Stroud before they get rid of D'Amico Ryans, in my opinion. So, um, next up, Indianapolis Colts, Shane Steichen.
That's another one, Eddie. The thing is, like, they have not figured out the quarterback thing yet, right? So I don't know, Eddie. I think he's gonna get, if this season they missed the playoffs because they had like a complete disaster towards the end of the season for whatever reason. If they don't, if he doesn't make the playoffs, I think they'll fire him.
Well, he had a quarterback last year. Daniel Jones was playing great until he got hurt. But I do believe Shane Steichen's on the hot seat. We'll have to see how Daniel Jones looks this year after coming back from that injury. If I don't know, man, like it is tricky because if they make the playoffs, he's 100% safe because they just missed out on it last year. But if he misses and Danny Dimes is kind of looking eek again, like old Danny Dimes, like they might just tear the whole thing down. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, they don't have. Well, actually, they might not be able to because they don't have a first round pick this year or next year. They traded them both for Sauce Gardner. So we'll just have to wait and see how the season turns out. But as of right now, I think he's safe. Next up, Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Cohen. Yeah.
I should be safe, Eddie. I mean, they did really well last season. Um, it's kind of like towards the end, just kind of things did not work out for them. But I mean, I think they're decent. Do I think they're gonna play the playoffs this season? Yes. So he should be safe for at least 2 3 seasons.
Yeah, Liam Cohen, he's safe. And I'll say the same thing that I said before about CJ Stroud. I think they'd be more likely to get rid of Trevor Lawrence than they would Liam Cohen. I'm not saying they're going to get rid of Trevor Lawrence because they just went to the playoffs last year. They got beat by the Bills in the wild card, but they made it. He made Trevor Lawrence look good. But I'm just saying, like, if the Jaguars have a bad season, they miss the playoffs. Unless Liam Cohen's absolutely a complete disaster, I think they would move on from Trevor Lawrence before they ever moved on from Liam Cohen. They went through the last couple of years. They went through Doug Peterson. They went through what was his name? The guy from college that was in there for Trevor Lawrence's rookie year. Who was it? I forgot his name. Uh,
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, it just escaped me. Oh man.
Urban Meyer.
Yep.
Like I think they keep Lee and Cohen because I mean a good head coach. I mean quarterback's no joke either, but you have to have a good head coach and trust them to build the roster. But yeah, I think he's safe right now. He got to the playoffs last year, and I mean they got eliminated in the first round, but he's safe. Next up, Tennessee Titans, Robert Sala.
Safe. First season. I actually like Robert Sala. I think he's a decent coach. Defensive mind, but this first season should be safe.
He's safe. Like honestly, I think he's a better coach than people think he was in New York.
Mhm.
New York's just a disaster.
Yeah.
Like that team is so like just like I'm not saying the owner is as bad as Dan Schneider when it came to being an asshole to everybody, but as far as Dan Schneider being a sucky owner, the Jets owners are sucky as fuck too. Like Woody Johnson, I think his name is. He's trash. He needs to sell the team. Like Robert Saleh had that team in New York. That he had that defense. Great. It was a great defense in New York. It just he couldn't get the offense right, and they didn't really help him with that. So uh, they pretty much forced him to keep Zach Wilson. So, but yeah, I'm Robert Saleh safe. He ain't going nowhere. Okay, last division, our division. First up, Los Angeles Chargers, Jim Harbaugh.
Safe. I don't think they'll ever win a Super Bowl. I hope not. I don't see it happening, but he's safe.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh is safe for now because like they finally got a head coach, and I mean he's safe this season. Like after this season, I don't know. I don't think him or Justin Herbert are going to be safe after this season. If they don't make the playoffs, if they make it and they get bounced again, I'm not saying they're going to get, you know, traded or cut or fired, but I would say going into 2027, they're John and Justin Herbert will both be on the hot seat going into 2027 if they miss the playoffs or if they get bounced out of the first round again. Like the last 2 years, they either missed or they made it and they freaking got humiliated in the wild card round. Like owners ain't going to want to deal with that much. They're not going to want to deal with that. Um, it's a what have you done now for me league, and like Justin Herbert. Don't get me wrong, I hate the Chargers, but he is talented. He's a great quarterback. He really is. Justin Herbert's a phenomenal quarterback. Jim Harbaugh, you know how I feel about the Harbaugh brothers. I think they're good coaches. They're not great or elite head coaches, and um, but he knows how to build a roster. I mean, yes, last year you can say, well, was their offensive line was decimated. Well, if they don't make the playoffs this year, or if they do make the playoffs and they get bounced out of the first round, I mean, dude, come on, bro. You got to do something. The Chargers are like, they've been a laughing stock of the NFL for years. I mean, there was one year they had the top best defense in the league and the best offense in the league and still couldn't make the damn playoffs.
That's pretty funny.
So, but I'm going to say safe as of right now. Next up, Las Vegas Raiders, Clint Kubiak.
Safe. First season. Rookie quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Should be fine. I'll probably give him 2, 3 years. Probably three.
Yeah, I agree. He's safe. Now that Tom Brady's kind of running things over there in Las Vegas, not Mark Davis, like I think Clint Kubiak's safe. Um, they just drafted their franchise QB in Fernando Mendoza to pair him with Clint Kubiak. I would not be surprised if Clint Kubiak gets at least 4 years. He drafted Mendoza to develop him, build the roster, and hope
Yeah.
in their case, hopefully for them to be competitive in this division, maybe win it. I hope not. Cross my fingers. I freaking hate the Raiders, but they got to give them at least 3 to 4 years together to
I
see if
think
they
they're
can
doing
build.
it the right way, Eddie. I honestly think the Raiders are doing it the right way. I don't want them to succeed, but
But whenever you watch a team finally, like if you see a team, because this is Bronco fans know it oh too well, when you try to just band-aid stuff and just throw stuff together and be like, oh, we can do this. Joe Flacco's still in his prime, 36 years old. Um, When you do that, you're just band-aiding things. And you're not solving the problem, and you just keep sucking. Like I do like it when teams finally like the Dolphins. I love it. I love the fact they tore it all down and they're rebuilding it properly. That's the right way to go about it. Like, yeah, sometimes you can rebuild it. Like you'll have pieces. Like the Broncos had Sertan, had Quinn Myers, had Luke Wattenberg, had Garrett Bowles, had Cortland Sutton. Had Riley Moss. They were all on the roster, but they just had to develop them. The coaching staff before Sean didn't develop those young guys. Sean Payton developed them, and he actually, had the pieces on the team, and he was able to build it right. If you're a team like even the Dolphins had solid pieces, but it was like, dude, Tyreek Hill's old, he got hurt. You're wasting Jalen Waddle's career. Tua's injury prone with all those concussions. The defense was just ass. It's like just strip it all down to the freaking, just the freaking, baseline and rebuild the damn thing. Like these organizations, they just try to band-aid and stick stuff together and hopefully it works. And then you're stuck, going down the road for another 2-3 years, trying, going through coaches, going through GMs, going through quarterbacks, trying to rebuild the damn thing. Just tear it down. It's not hard. You might suck for a few seasons, but you're going to feel better at the end of it. Next up, this one's a big one. Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid.
I wish I would have said that he's not safe. He's safe, but I honestly think that he's gonna probably retire after this season. I hope he does anyway. Him and Kelsey. Bye. See you.
Andy Reid, he's as safe can get. He really is. And I agree. I think this is Reid's last year. That's a reason why I think they're rushing Mahomes out there, is because this is Reid and Kelsey's last year. And they want to go out for one last hurrah. They want to go out and try to win one more before Kelsey and Reid retire. That's the reason why they're saying, oh, Mahomes is going to start week one. Dude, Micah Parsons. There was another guy. Who's the other guy that tore his ACL late in the season last year? There was Micah Parsons, Patrick Mahomes, and there was somebody else too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
Was it a couple?
I can't remember who it was. But there was a couple of players that tore their ACLs right around the same time Patrick Mahomes did. And whenever people are talking about the Chiefs, they're like, oh, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is going to be ready to go week one. But they talk about like Micah Parsons. Oh, yeah, he's not going to be back until at least halfway through the season at the very least. It's like it's the same injury, but two different positions. Like I understand Micah Parsons has got to, rush the passer. But Patrick Mahomes, he's like the leg he tore, the ACL he tore, he's got to drop back and put pressure on that leg. If there's someone coming to tackle him, he's got to run and try to maneuver the pocket. Especially with that offensive line. The Chiefs' offensive line is not great. We've seen it. Like they didn't really do much with it this year. So I don't get it. I think that's a reason why they're forcing him out there. And again, I'll say it for the millionth time. If I was a Chiefs front office or if I was the Chiefs, owners, I'd be like, Patrick Mahomes is not playing this year. He's not. I'm going to sit him out because they just gave him a 2-year contract extension. I'd be like, he's sitting out because he's going to be here long after Kelly retires, and he's going to be the one carrying this team. What kind of coach we hire in the future, like we are not going to risk that.
Eddie, you're breaking up pretty badly.
I think he does retire. I think he's. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah. I think Reid's just done after this year. Like he's almost 70, and it's the last year of his contract. He's gone. So, last up, Denver Broncos and Sean Payton. What are your thoughts, Mohamed?
I mean, they just gave him an extension, Eddie. That tells you everything you need to know. He's pretty safe. He's not going nowhere, so we're good. I'm glad we can finally, we could say that, we're among those teams that actually don't have to worry about those things. It's a blessing, seriously.
Sean Payton's on the hot seat. He lost in the AFC Championship game last year. I can't even say that with a straight face. No, Sean Payton's 100% safe. He's not going anywhere, bro. Like you're right, Mohamed. He just got a contract extension. And if Bo Nix doesn't break his ankle, he's probably hosting the Lombardi Trophy this past year. Like I strongly believe that. And and we did have our doubts a couple of months ago before he signed the contract extension with the whole give and play calling to Davis Webb. We're like, well, is he going to retire after this year? Maybe. I mean, he wasn't going to be fired, but it was like, is he going to retire? You know, what's going on? And then he signs that contract extension. You're like, oh, okay, never mind. So he's safe. He's honestly, I think within either this year or next year, the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl.
Hopefully this
I
year.
really do. They're going to win the Super Bowl on Bo Nix's rookie contract, either this year or next year. Well, let's see. That's 3, 4, 5. They got 3 years left, including the fifth. They got 3 years left. That includes the fifth-year option on Bo Nix's rookie contract to win the Super Bowl. I think they win the next two. So, but that's it for us tonight, guys. Mohamed, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I'm excited, Eddie. You know, it's just getting closer and closer. You know, I can't wait for the season to start. It's been kind of boring. I've been watching the World Cup for a little bit, but come on, I need some NFL. You know.
Hey, guess what? Training camp starts in less than a month. July 31st, fans are allowed in the training facility to watch training camp. Rookies report August or July 22nd. Vets report July 28th. And we have our first preseason game Thursday, August 6th. The Panthers and
Yes.
Bears Hall of Fame game, which is a less than a month away. It's 34 days away. So, but that's it for us tonight, guys. We'll be back next week.